Today we're going to read Prepare If You Dare, a Halloween Scare at My House by Eric James and illustrated by Marina LaRae. Prepare if you dare for a terrible scare, a night of pure terror to whiten your hair, a tale full of sights that are best left unseen. You ready? You sure? This was my Halloween. It looks spooky with the graveyard and mummy. There's a skeleton and a jack-o'-lantern and bats in the sky. There's also a crow and a hand coming out of a grave. The werewolves howled loudly. The moon shone so bright. I stayed in my bedroom, the curtains shut tight. My heart started pounding. My knees felt so weak. But being a brave kid, I just had to peek. Here are the werewolves in his front yard, and this is him peeking from behind his curtains. I wonder what he sees. I pulled back the curtains, my mouth opened wide. An army of monsters had gathered outside. They staggered and stumbled and lurched down the streets with bags full of lollipops, chocolates, and sweets. Emerging from sewers and alleys and drains came creatures and critters with cravings for brains, and more came to join them from places nearby, on buses, on broomsticks, by road and by sky. How many ghosts do you see? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is a blue monster, a Frankenstein, and a skeleton. And I can't tell what he is, can you? Here are the tea rooms. Let's see who's sitting inside. A jack-o'-lantern, a witch, and a green blob. How many vampires do you see? That's right, 2. 1, 2. The witches are flying on brooms, and some monsters even come by car. The license plate says spooky, and on the side it says hop on, hop off. From north and from south, from the west and the east, from every direction came all kinds of beasts. They gathered together for one spooky night to seek out the living and give them a fright. The thunder clapped loudly with terrible booms. The witches dodged lightning and clung to their brooms. The two-headed doggies tried chasing their tails, and banshees let loose with their hideous wails. The vampires hung out on the streets in their gangs, and grinned just to show off their pearly white fangs. The mummies moaned loudly and swayed side to side, while Frankenstein stomped about town with his bride. I see 2 witches, 2 banshees, 2 mummies, and 2 vampires here on the tree. And here's Frankenstein and his bride. And the balloon here says, just married. And look, there are kids looking out their windows too. A crazy inventor was harnessing lightning, and up in his lab he did something quite frightening. He made his own monster, half dog and half shark. I heard that its bite was much worse than its bark. A silly old wizard with very bad sight bumped into another, which started a fight. A hapless young local who stood in the road was struck by a spell and turned into a toad. Do you know which parts of the half-dog, half-shark monsters are which? That's right, he has a shark head and a fin, and in the back he has dog legs and a tail. He looks friendly though and not mean. And I wonder if this toad was in Princess and the Frog. The creepies were crawly, the crazies were crazed, the shuffling zombies had eyes that were all glazed. The gigantic ogres were as ugly as sin, with big bulging noses and warts on their chin. The ghouls danced around but were lacking in soul. The gargoyles could rock and the headless could roll. Although the whole spectacle seemed to spell doom, I foolishly thought I'd be safe in my room. Here are the zombies. And these are the gargoyles. This is an ogre. And this is a ghoul. And these are the headless. But dancing sounds like they're having fun, right? But then something happened that made my heart jump. From somewhere below me, I heard a big thump. I froze for a moment, as quiet as a mouse. Yes, I could hear noises from inside the house. Uh-oh, do you think they are inside his house too? I put on my slippers, I pulled on my robe, I shook like a leaf, but I don't think it showed. Then slowly but surely I crept down the stairs, preparing myself for the biggest of scares. My hands trembled wildly. I opened the door. I still shudder now at the horrors I saw. The stereo spat out some hideous sounds as dozens of monsters jumped madly around. I guess they're having their Halloween ball in his house. Let's find out what happens. The sight was horrific. It made my skin crawl. These monsters were having their Halloween ball. And right in the middle, one monster loomed tall. The hairiest, scariest monster of all. Do you know which one he means? Which one haven't we seen yet? That's right, this one in the middle. He turned round and saw me. I fell to my knees. I'm not very tasty, so don't eat me, please. He beamed ear to ear and broke free from the huddle. Ran over and gave me a big monster cuddle. Aw, I guess he wasn't so scary after all. At last, we have found you, he said with a smile. We've roamed everywhere and looked for a while. We came here to give you your wonderful prize. He held up a trophy in front of my eyes. A prize? And for me? I replied with a grin. But what did I enter? And how did I win? You've won the first prize for the costume you're wearing. It even scares me, and I'm old hat at scaring. A prize? But I thought he wasn't dressed up. This isn't a costume, I'm just dressed as me. Exactly, the scariest thing you can be. A small human child with a cute button nose. Your teeth are so shiny you've only 10 toes. No hair on your face and no horns on your head. The whites of your eyes are not glowing or red. A bone-chilling costume, a horrible sight. A worthy ensemble for a Halloween night. I guess monsters can get scared too. We partied together until the moon set, a Halloween night that I'll never forget. And next year, I won't want to hide in my bed. The monsters won't scare me. I'll scare them instead. The end. Halloween doesn't have to be scary. It could be fun too, and a good way to use your imagination and design your own costume. What have you been for Halloween before? Did you have fun? Did you go trick-or-treating or have a party at home? Write it in the comments below. To read other books, subscribe to this channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. This way you can always find this channel and listen to more stories. Keep reading, and until next time on Miss Sophie's Storytime.